Hi and welcome. My name is Emmanuel and this is Titwes, and we're working on a series around how you can deploy something like this one here. You know what Netflix uses or Facebook or Comcast, they're relying on an infrastructure, like the backbone of the infrastructure, just exactly as I've been teaching my students. Very useful, and learning these skills can guarantee you getting a job easily in some of these companies. So I'm going to walk you through the steps on how you can build something very similar to whatever other companies are using, like the top 500 Fortune companies. So let's jump right into it. And this is like the journey that we've been taking. B2M stands for Beginner to Mastery journey. So we started with the local testing, then we pushed our application to ECR, Elastic Container Registry. And then from there, we tested our application using ECS to provision it and deploy it over the internet so that people can access our application over the internet. And then we moved to EKS deployment. And that's where we're going to stay until the end of this series. With the EKS, you're able to use and then actually even add more components. But today, what we do in this video, specific video, we're going to deploy EKS cluster, similarly to what we did in the previous version of our application, meaning version number 5. So we'll do the same. And now what we will do in this video is to deploy the application itself, because we deployed the EKS cluster first in the previous video. So we're gonna do the same thing in this demo. We deploy our EKS cluster, and then we deploy our application using YAML files to make it accessible and available over the internet. So that's what we'll do, and eventually we're gonna add more layers of monitoring, observability, as well as DevSecOps security, FinOps, that's cloud spending, monitoring, and enforcement. In the end, we'll integrate AI features. So just stay tuned, and let's jump right into our video today. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take you to the terminal here. And on the terminal, first you have to understand that we have to go to version number 5. And when we will not go to, we're gonna do version number 5. Sorry, I said version 6. Version 6, that's the upcoming version. So you go find the repository. You're gonna have to make sure that your remote backend is set and your Terraform logs also set using DynamoDB table. And we discussed that in previous videos, but now we need to set up our EKS cluster. To do that, you go to the Terraform directory. This is where you're going to find everything you need, and go to the EKS directory. Make sure that the remote S3 bucket matches the name in your on your backend file, and of course you're going to have to validate also the variables file, making sure that everything looks okay there. You're gonna need to add some permissions policy, and we will attach that to the infrastructure. Then you initialize your infra and apply. Eventually, use auto approve to skip the interactive component of the process. 69 resources to install here, and here it's done. So it's running, but it takes about 18 minutes to about 25 minutes to get deployed. So you have the infrastructure here and the resource map. You have private, public subnets. Private subnets, this is where you store resources that you do not want to expose, and public, that's where you store resources that you want to expose. And we have 2 managed nodes here. You see node 1 and node 2, because this is going to be a managed infrastructure, because we wanna see the underlying infrastructure. So now to deploy the application to the cluster, you're gonna need to go to the AKS directory, and there you're gonna find everything in there, to all of the files, the manifest, the YAML manifest. And once you find them, remember you use the deploy guide, so the README file, to guide you through the process. The first thing, you're gonna have to update your kubeconfig, and then the context, meaning that your system can now communicate with your EKS cluster. So make sure that your commands are written the way it should be. So now you see, so everything is set. Now you're gonna need to go to the AKS directory. That's where you find the deployment, ingress, service, and a namespace manifest. And these are the files that will allow you to deploy your infrastructure. But you're gonna have to make sure that ECR is also set, because you're gonna need the image. Copy the image from ECR and then paste it here on your deployment YAML file. The ingress file will allow you to use the load balancer, and the service file, YAML file, would allow you to expose your application. So back to the namespace YAML file, just for the namespace, meaning that you want to isolate. It's a logical way to isolate your resources. So we have the 2 nodes here, and you see there we don't have a public IP address. That's for security, because we want to add some layers of security there. And when you do the kubectl apply, so you're gonna apply all of the YAML files at the same time. So that's why I use the kubectl apply, and then kats kubectl dash and ingress or apps. It allows you to get or validate the different resources that you have deployed to your EKS cluster. The ingress nginx will give you the DNS URL, or the file, or the URL, or the link. And when you take the link to the browser, then you're gonna access your application. As you see, you just have seen it on your screen. You can also find it going to your load balancer. So you find it there, you can curl and get the OK output. So this is what you do. And to clean up, you're gonna have to start like using the reverse process. And when you do that, begin with the EKS. When you run Terraform destroy, you're gonna get an error. And this error, that's what I'm gonna talk about in the next section, letting you know, showing you how you can do this, because there are dependencies that you're gonna have to get rid of first. So go to the scripts directory, like on the root level, and there's a script cleanup bash shell. So use that cleanup, and to do that, what you're gonna need to do, use the guide. And first you're gonna make that screen or that script executable. Then you export those values in the local environment, making force terminate instances to be true, and input your region. And once you input your region and then a VPC ID, then you can run the cleanup script. And this will take care of the dependency. The script will detach dependencies that need to be detached, and then delete whatever needs to be deleted. So after you run that script, you're gonna check, validate on the console at VPC. And once you do that, you're gonna have to now come back to the terminal and try to run the Terraform script in the appropriate directory, Terraform destroy, I meant to say. And you're gonna see that there is nothing to destroy, because everything has been destroyed just using your bash shell script. This is pretty much it. And when you do this, then my friend, you've been able to deploy an EKS cluster, and also deploy the application that you need to use to that specific EKS cluster. And finally, you have allowed people to access your application over the internet. So well done, and thanks for watching, and I hope you get back again to watch me. In the meantime, God bless you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.